Welcome. This is Milteer, and welcome to my Authentic and Unapologetic podcast. I want to share with you some raw truth and untamed wisdom and life mastery. And before we dive in, I'd like to give you a gift. It's called the 5typesofenergy.com, and it has 5 very short videos, 5 minutes each, on mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and financial energy and about our life currency. You will love it. Now, please do me a favor. Please like and share this video. So let's get started. So what we're going to talk about today, I would like to dive in about redefining your goals. This is the time of the year to really think about that. And I want to share with you some goal setting strategies that are going to guarantee you that you're focused in the right direction instead of being very scattered. Now, this is not an exercise in making New Year's resolutions because let's face it, that's not going to last very long. They last about as long as our holiday dinner leftovers. But we can have a grand holiday, but we must be always writing our goals and updating our goals. So let's redefine them a little bit. In our last episode, I talked about being a deliberate creator. And part of that is understanding that you have to be very clear about mapping out your future with beneficial and inspiring goals for yourself. And once you reach a goal, you must have other goals. There's a real problem. We have all these goals in life, but occasionally we reach them and then we go flat. Here's a formula that I personally use that I have taught for many years that works for everybody. There are 5 things you need to be prepared for. Number 1, inspiration. First, when you set your goals, listen to your intuitive whisperings. What is calling you? Not what society is doing, but what is calling to you? Number 2, clarity. We've got to work through our egos, our doubts, and our fears to actually map out and plan our own goals. Number 3, inspired action. Do the steps that come to you first. Number 4, have a very clear map to follow to keep you on track and an accountability partner if possible. And number 5, be open to new opportunities because you set these goals, because you've set a new formula into the universe. So I want to share with you a very important point. So anywhere that you feel boredom in your life, there's a huge red flag you should pay attention to. Anywhere that you notice that you have regret or you have hesitation, you should pay attention to those things. And whenever you dread anything, you should pay a lot of attention because this means you're on autopilot and you must not operate your life or your business from autopilot. And that your intuition is actually trying to tell you something that you're going in directions you don't want to go in. So I have a list of questions you need to ask yourself that will help you map out your future, mold and shape these examples to fit your lifestyle. But the main thing is physically in the next year, exactly what are you going to do to become healthier and in better shape? What do you want to weigh? What is the date that you want your ideal weight to happen? What are you willing to do to reach that weight? What types of food are you going to now start to eat to nurture your body? What foods are you going to eliminate from your diet? What support system could you use? What exercise could you start? What sports do you want to learn or improve in? And how often do you actually exercise? And where will you exercise the best places? Who could you form a support system with to keep yourself motivated to actually exercise? Family, what can you do to create a closer, more harmonious relationship with your loved ones, children, parents, in-laws, relatives, team? How could you be a better role model? What family activities could you start to improve your relationships? How could you reinforce the positive in your relationships instead of finding the negative? How can you express the love for your family better? And your career or profession, what could you do to improve the level of enjoyment for your work? How could you earn more money, get a promotion? How could you keep a positive attitude no matter what's going on? And what strategies can you use to continue your education and improve your life skills? What professional groups or entrepreneur groups could you join to improve your networking skills? And are you truly happy where you are? If not, where is it you want to be? In your mental and self-development, how do you actively improve yourself? What kind of self-improvement courses? What kind of nonfiction books you're going to read? How many audio programs can you invest in that you can actually enact on? What new skills and procedures will you decide to learn that will not only up your income, but make you feel more proficient? And literally, what lectures are you going to plan to attend this year? And financially, how can you improve your finances? How can you save money? How could you save for retirement? How could you budget for educational funds or investments? And how much are you planning on saving? Any community support? How could you become more active in your community? What volunteer work could you actually partake in? In spirituality, how can you improve your spirituality this year? What can you do to feed and be more in touch with yourself and your creator? And what are you doing every day to heal yourself emotionally? And don't forget your personal appearance. How can you improve your appearance this year? How can you look and feel your best? What types of appearance need attention that you haven't gotten around to? And don't forget your free time and hobbies. You got to make sure you schedule those in. How can you play more? How can you schedule that? And actually, where do you want to go on vacation this year? And don't forget the stress management. How can you reduce your negative stress load by enjoying your life and your blessings? And your creativity. What can you foster your creativity with this year? So personal relationships, how do you improve them? So let's start spending an hour fantasizing about what you want your life to look like at the end of this upcoming year. If you answer the questions I talked about, earlier and add some of your own, write out your answers in as much detail as possible because setting goals help you produce specific, measurable, long-lasting changes in yourself. This simple act of getting started will do more for your success than almost anything else possible. See, your only true limitation in life is your lack of belief in your own abilities. By strategizing and redefining your future, that will transform you from being a thinker who's going to get around to it with good intention to an actual doer and achiever. You're going to be more motivated, optimistic. You'll feel more in control of your life than ever before because your point of power is always in the present. Focus your energy in the direction your heart desires. So these are just some thoughts on how you can dream big and live even bigger. This is Lee Milteer. Don't forget, go to 5typesofenergy.com and collect that free gift while it's still available. See you next time.